Hello, everyone. Welcome to Kempner Canucks. My name is RevTrev, and I'm so glad you're here because you need to do something for me right now. You need to take your hand, put it on your back, and give yourselves a pat on the back. Because you know what? If you watch that game tonight, you deserve a medal. You deserve a medal. That was awful. It was terrible. It was horrific. There is so many things I would have rather done. You know what? I got up in the third period and started to do dishes. Think about that for a second. This game was absolutely dog breath. It was awful from start. Okay, wait a minute. If you watch the game and you watched the first shot on net that the Canucks had, and you turned it off, you would have had a good night. You would have had a good night. You would have watched almost anything that happened that was good that happened in this game. Tonight, it was absolutely garbage. The Flames come into Vancouver, and listen, they are the worst team in the NHL. The worst. We just lost to the worst team in the NHL. And not only that, we lost to the lame Flames. We're talking about the team I can't stand the most. I cannot stand the Flames. There's nobody I want to beat more. I don't know why. I should be wanting to beat good teams. I want to win all the games. Don't get me wrong. But the Vancouver Canucks came dressed for success. They had the best jerseys in the league. And they come out and they're at home. People paid their good, hard-earned money for this, and they did not show up. This was absolutely terrible. Terrible effort by the Vancouver Canucks. And it was completely awful. In fact, we didn't just lose, we lost 5-2. 5-2. So I don't understand how this team can come out on home ice and play that poorly. It was horrendous. This is unacceptable. This is absolutely unacceptable. This is not good for business. It's not good for the fans. It's not good for content creators. It's not good for anybody. Players, who wants to stay here? Everyone's like, Quinn Hughes is leaving. Quinn Hughes is leaving. I'm like, no, he's staying. He's staying. And then this happens. You're like, you know what? He's leaving. He's leaving. It's like, why would he want to stay? Why do you want to stay and you lose to the Calgary Flames? It's not, you didn't just lose to like the Florida Panthers who won, or Dallas. Like last game, we lost to Dallas, and they're a pretty good team. No, we're talking about the worst team in the entire NHL. That's who we lost to. And to sit there and go, well, there were some good moments. No, there was not. You saw the Kane penalty. Pettersson shoots one over the glass. One of the only good things that happened in the third period is that we had the empty net. We were trying to score, which we did not, and they hit the post. It should have been 6-2. It should have been 6-2. That's how awful this game was tonight. Just like, it was a waste of time to watch. It was a waste of time to go there. My brother and sister-in-law went there tonight. Guys, my brother and sister-in-law went there tonight, paid their good, hard-earned money. And he was like, I was expecting it to be bad. I didn't think it was going to be this bad. I would say that the Canucks looked like the better team in the first period, even though we were losing 2-1, we looked like we were the better team, right? And then after that, it was absolutely awful. And so if you look at here, so DeBrusk gets the assist. Hronek scores on the very first shot, gets the second goal of the season, and then Frost and Zary score, and it's 2-1, and then all of a sudden we look horrible in the second period. They outshot us 11-6, and you know what I mean. You've got Ball, who or is it Paul? He scores. He's got only 3 goals this whole year. Look at all these guys. So Frost has 5, Zary has 2, Ball has 3, Sharangovich has 3. That's it. Like, that's how terrible this is. That's who's scoring on you guys. And it's now 4-1 walking into the third period, and we pulled the goalie, so we end up out shooting them. They didn't even need to get shots on net. Oh, and to add insult to injury, Blake Coleman scores shorthanded. So we go on a power play. It's like, here we go. We're going to get some momentum back. Let's go, boys. Nope. We were terrible. We looked like the worst team in the NHL. And you know what? I'm talking about almost everyone. I thought Quinn Hughes looked good. And that's, Hronek. I thought Lankinen was terrible tonight. That shorthanded goal he should not have let in. I'm sorry, but it was unacceptable. Like, you guys as a team, you outshot them 30-21. You got 30 shots finally on net, and this is what we're talking about here. This is what we're talking about. And also on top of all of that, is I get text messages, and a 7-year-old is sending me text messages about trash talking me. A 7-year-old. That's how bad it got. Every one of my Canucks friends sending me messages. What's happening with this team? Japan 4 sent a message, and he says this. He says, I'd rather watch the Golden Eyes instead of this garbage. And you know what? The Golden Eyes were better. The Whitecaps were better. They were talking about the NFL during the game. They were like, hey, did your Seahawks win tonight or today? Yeah, they did. Oh, I couldn't tell because you weren't wearing your Seahawks tie. Oh, I didn't wear it tonight because I wore my Seahawks socks. Who cares? Who cares? And but it was so bad. What are you going to talk about? Oh, they can't make passes. And they don't get any good scoring chances tonight. Like, how long do you talk about that? The entire game? So they're coming up with new stuff, and now they're talking about Seahawks socks. That's what we're talking about here. This is absolutely horrific. And so the big question I want you to answer tonight in the stream, okay? In the stream, answer this question. Should the Canucks fire or trade somebody? Like, we cannot wait for this. We cannot handle this anymore. We cannot deal with this anymore. If you as a player, as an owner, as management, as coaches, if you're happy with this, which you're not, then you should be fired, right? You're like, well, we tried, the puck bounced the wrong way. There were so many bad things. So we get scored on shorthanded. We don't look like the better team. We are getting outplayed by the worst team in the league. You have Kane with a bad penalty, Pettersson with a dumb penalty, and then we scored on ourselves. The shot comes over and Verlander's skate hits the puck into the net. So that's great. That's great. Like, literally what happened tonight. Oh, the other thing too, which blows my mind, okay? Blows my mind is this right here. I want to bring this up. Brendan Batchelor, okay? Brendan Batchelor. Look at these lines, okay? You've got Kane and Sherwood on there, Besser and Kempf. Besser, Kempf, and Garland. Those are two right wingers playing on the wings for Kempf. Why? Then O'Connor and DeBrusk are both basically left wingers, both playing on there. That makes no sense, but they do play the wings as well. It's fine. I mean, nothing went well for this team. I think Lankinen was absolutely terrible. That's what I think. He was terrible. Like, everyone's like, we should have kept Sheelos and got rid of Demko. You know what? Right now, for this season, Lankinen should be gone. That was a terrible. Both of them, right now, both those contracts are terrible, right? And I made videos going, oh, guess what? Lankinen and Demko, they're going to win the trophy. What is it called? I forget now off the top of my head. It's not Art Ross. It's whatever it is. This is the best goalie tandem in the league. Now Demko's hurt, and Lankinen is playing terribly. And you might say, well, the defense. Okay, then the defense is playing terribly. And we let Sheloffs go for nothing, basically. So why did you sign either one of these players? Like, why did, like, and it's a valid question. Now, I still like that we got Demko, but the 8.5 million and he's injured again. That doesn't start till next season. Like, it's amplifying everything, right? And the amount of videos that the national news is making that Quinn Hughes is not returning is catastrophic. And I'm like, no, we're going to keep him. He's going to stay in Vancouver. And they're like, why? People are coming into the comments. Why would Quinn Hughes? He's not staying. Well, Vancouver's an awesome city. Yeah, he's captain. Okay. And third, he's going to make a boatload of money. And they're like, people are like, there's lots of great cities. There's lots of great cities. He's going to make a lot of money wherever he goes. And maybe he doesn't even care to be captain. Those are very valid counter arguments. Rebuttal. Well done. Well, he likes playing for a Canadian city. It's like, come on. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe he's just like, I'm just going to go to New Jersey or Tampa Bay or Vegas or wherever and just live my life and be out of the spotlight and just go play hockey. I don't know. And it's like, so do you trade him now? Do you trade him later? I don't want to trade him at all. Like, I just want to go on the record and say, I don't think we should trade him. But why would he want to stay for this garbage? Honestly, why would he want to stay? Right? So I just think this is just absolutely terrible what's going on in Canuckland. And so should we fire or should we trade somebody? Like, I just ranted for almost 13 minutes about how bad this game was. And we're just sick of it. We're sick of it. And we're at the stage now. It's like, okay, what are we going to do? I want to show you even worse news. Okay. Worse news. And this should be good news. Okay. But look at this right here. Okay. This is what's coming up. This is what's coming up. Okay. So, can we do that one instead? Yeah, it's just this one. So we beat Tampa on the back-to-back. We lose by 8. Like, we get 8 goals scored on us against Florida. We lose 4-2 in regulation to Dallas. We lose 5-2 on home ice. So we scored 2 goals each game. Had 2 losses for our home crowd, and then now on Wednesday night. Anaheim comes, we go to Anaheim, who's on fire right now, San Jose on Friday night, and the Kings on Saturday night. And that's the West Coast trip, everyone. That's the West Coast trip. Then it's December. Guess what? Here's the other bad news, and I want to bring it up right now, is if you're not in a playoff spot by U.S. Thanksgiving, your season's basically done. And that's where we're at. U.S. Thanksgiving is on Thursday. We're done. We're done. That's the problem. And so, you know what happens? Ticket prices are going to go down. Viewership's going to go down. Hey, kids, what do you want for Christmas? I don't want a Canucks jersey anymore, they say. Oh, I got you tickets because they were cheap. I don't even want to go, Dad. I don't want to go. Really? Can we just go to a Golden Eyes game? Can we go to that instead? They sold out. They went overtime and won their opening game of their franchise. Oh, can we go to the Whitecaps? Can we just stay home and maybe watch a movie and eat some popcorn instead of watch the Canucks? Like the worst thing is the indifference, the apathy that nobody cares about this team. So here we are. This is what it's like. And being a Canucks fan is hard. All right, I want to get into your comments, everyone. I want to get into your comments. So gonna hit the promo and then dive in. I'm glad you're here. pat yourself on the back because you showed up and when the Canucks didn't. Well done. Well done. I'm proud of you. Well, here's the promo. Stewart was the first one in the building. He came in at 5:59, so 31 minutes before puck drop. Stewart was here, okay, and he was predicting a win, but that's not what happened. So 6:25, Rod comes in and says, facepalm, we're embarrassed, and says, we want McKenna. Let's tank. That's what he's saying. And that's at 6:44, guys. 6:44, he's saying it's time to tank. We got Dreamer in here. Canucks still making the playoffs even though they get beat tonight by the Flames. Is that a statement, a question? I don't know. Rod says at 8:08 p.m., the Vancouver Canucks are proud to select with the first overall draft pick in the 2026 NHL entry draft from Penn State in the NCAA, Gavin McKenna. Let's do it. Let's do it. Brian's here telling Dreamer that he's a dreamer, which he totally is. That's why his name is that. And then Brian's saying, go Whitecaps, and that the Canucks suck. That's what the fan base is saying, everyone. This is not me just ranting for 20 minutes or 15 minutes straight. And when I asked the question about firing people, Brian says fire old Rutherford, Alvin, Foote, and Aqua, sell the team. Wow, that's bold. That's bold. Okay. And then David is in here talking about the Habs. He's talking about the Panthers. He's talking about elite prospects, takes into account. And he's saying with a 5-2 loss to the Canucks, having dropped the Canucks to 3 games below so-called NHL 500, seems like the Canucks are likely to compete with the Flames and leaves for the lowest ranked Canadian NHL team for this season. And yes, the 5th goal Lankin allowed was the 5-hole and ugly. That said, many of his teammates threw defense under the defense under the bus, and particularly not one goal the Flames scored having been an empty netter. Navorius is here and he says, absolutely disappointing game tonight, man. Absolutely. Japan 4 is in the building. Says, so since we lost one of 4 worst teams in then the Canucks, are we throwing the flag on this season? McKenna time. Good question to ask. Good question to ask. Canucks, the worst team in the NHL. Woo! Sensei Dean thinks there's too much complaining, too much whining going on. I don't know what positive you want to say there. We need Hogs and Bluger yet. What kind of shape will they be in this season with all the injuries? Maybe the time to just develop the young guys and develop chemistry. Yes, because let me tell you, Sensei Dean, and I know you already know this, but Höglander and Bluger to the rescue does not help this team win enough games to go to the playoffs. That's just a fact. Justin says, keep it up. Let's get McKenna. There we go. Canucks play this way. They're done, says Christopher. That's right. They are. They are. Govin says the Canucks are a joke. The players, the management, the coaching staff, ownership can get all the woo. He's losing colorful language. Wow. Disgraceful team. Such a joke of a franchise. Fans are not happy tonight, everyone. Marcus is here and says, even Trev, what a bunch of amateurs we have for this hockey team. Players and coaches need to go. Hours of life I can't get back. total BS. I get the sense you're upset. When it comes to Canadian teams, GMs with tenuous job security, going from west to east, Alvin, Bowman, Cheveldae, Treliving. Yeah, I hear you, man. This game was never in doubt, Dan. It was from almost start to finish. I don't get how the Canucks ownership can just justify the ticket prices they should be paying fans to watch this historically bad Canucks team. You know what? That's a good point. But the ticket prices went up this year because we got new seats. We got new seats to watch this. That's what we got. We got cup holders so people can drink their sorrows away. I just drink H2O. Yeah, Callum's almost done. I mean, he's one of the most loyal, faithful fans I know for the Canucks. He's almost done. Games take 3 periods. Can't win playing 1 period. Actually, that's not true. Christopher, we've won games this year playing 1 period really well. Tampa Bay, for example, did we score 5 or 6 in 1? Need to take a hard look at themselves and realize need to bring their A game. I mean, I don't even know if they bring their A game. I was like, I don't even know. Damn, I've never heard you go off like this. Dude, I'm mad. I'm not only am I mad about the game, I'm mad we lost to the Flames. On a good note, David Kempf is playing good. Oh, okay. The guy is playing second line center, and he's a fourth line center. Wonder why we're not doing well. Vander Kane took his usual dumb penalty after the goal. Send his useless piece of beep back to Edmonton. I would take Podkolzin back or a 2nd round pick. I mean, I would take a 4th round pick. They just took the I don't even know. I don't even know what to do here. Justin said we should have been the better team. We were arrested. Flames won last night as well against Dallas. I actually think Flames and Canucks are very similar teams. Oh. Flames had the second fewest standing points among Canadian teams, behind. No, the Canucks. The Canucks had the second fewest standing points behind Canadian teams. Yeah, it's bad. It's real bad. Kane has maybe brought a bad ethic. Stays on ice too long. Doesn't hit. Shooting is terrible. Waits for pucks. I know fans are not happy with his play. 7-year-old, that's case. What does that mean? Yeah, literally a 7-year-old is trash talking me. Literally, guys. Standing points now, but we have 19. We have 19. Trade. You want a trade to happen? Canucks game vloggers in the building. Good to see you. Thank you for showing up, even though the Canucks did not. If I were a fan of the Canucks, I would want changes in the front office. This is a season to at least retool, with the Canucks 5 standing points behind the Mammoth for a wild card going into that ugly loss to the Flames. You must be talking about the Vezina. No, I'm talking about the two goalies together. What am I talking about? I forget what the name of it is. Justin, Cali road trip next. I think we win 1 game out of 3, maybe against San Jose. Ducks look good. Lots of good young players. Monty continually says Demko was a worse signing than EP40. Woo! That's a bold statement and a half. Shelov's is 9.1, something like that. What does that mean? 9.1. Like you're talking about goals against or save percentage? Save percentage you're probably talking about. Shelov's regular season with the Canucks, like Primo with the Habs, was unplayable at the NHL level, but more playable down in the AHL level. Yeah, it's a crapshoot. Good news, our odds go up for the first overall pick. That's good news. Yep, that's the only good news we can have. So our defense is still bad after Hughes and Hronek. Not sure why fans thought we'd be better. Myers still top 4D. They started Hughes with Myers tonight. That's always a bad news. I don't know where Coach Foote thought that was going to be a good idea. He watched them from the bench last season, and they were not. You can't give Myers that kind of playing time and that kind of exposure. He gets exposed. Give him limited minutes, and he plays great. But no, let's play with Hughes and like put Hronek and Marcus Pettersson was like, because, but we just got 8 goals scored on us and 4 goals the night before that. So, I mean, you got to try something, right? So I guess that's what they're trying to. I think we are the 3rd pick. Yeah, I think so. Goaltending, no doubt, a crapshoot. Justin says, don't think we trade Hughes yet, but definitely Sherwood has to go for a first round. We're not getting a first rounder for Sherwood, man. Rod says, go Whitecaps. The Canucks California road trip features the Sharks, LA Kings on consecutive calendar days, something I find strange as Crypto Arena and the Honda Center are like, yeah, they're why isn't it Anaheim and then LA? But whatever, it's a flight, who cares? Flight's a flight. Garland, Sherwood, and Hughes are like what I like watching. Yep. Yeah, I like them. Yeah, Garland played pretty good tonight, I should say. Monty says management isn't smart enough to make a good trade. Therefore, fire management, rehire Linden. Woo! There you go. That's a bold statement. All we want for Christmas is a rebuild. That's what we want, right? We need our injuries to heal up. Yep, we do, but I don't even know if it's going to help us at this stage. Max says, I turned the game off halfway through the second. Can't even score 1 goal in the second period against the worst team in the league. Smart move. Max, smart move. Tocchet is in a playoff spot with Philly. Wow. Sensei Dean says, get tougher, meaner, and space out and skate. Canucks are absolutely brutal, Rod says. Japan 4 says, if we can draft McKenna and is it Verhoff? This could be a good turnaround. Such chaotic play tonight. Rod's all in for McKenna. Govind says, I wouldn't mind the Canucks being bad if they were trying to rebuild, but they're not. They're going to retool around EP40 and still be in the middle of the pack type team. Yeah, it's frustrating. Wayne is in the building. Shoot me a text when a Canuck throws a hit. I need a break. Bring back Rafi Torres and Cooks. Flyers seem to know what they need to do a competitive rebuild, to build a competitive team, right? Yeah, some of these teams are able to do it. Maxwell says, I canceled my Sportsnet subscription because of this game. Did you seriously do that? That's awesome. Oh my goodness. Canucks Uncensored are saying, are just sick of this. Everyone stop going to the games now. Wow. Do you think any other head coach could have had a much better record than we will have with this roster playing tonight? Yes. I think Manuel Holtra would have been a better hire. That's what I think. But we'll see. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong, Lefty. Maybe you're right. Tonight's Canucks performance is worthy of another franchise getting lucky at the first overall pick in June. Right, Dan? This roster simply isn't good enough. Can't blame it all on Foote. Nope, can't. But I don't know what to do with it. Marcus Coleman's claim about David Kemp is interesting, although it seems Kemp seems to have found a home with the Canucks. Maybe. So got a 1-year deal. I don't think this is a home for him. If you went to the game, can you still try to get your money back? Oh man, I started getting a cough tonight. Supposed to be, that's crazy that you got trashed by a 7-year-old. Exactly. I know. Bring in Ryan Johnson for GM and tank for McKenna. Well, helps for the potential retool one good draft pick in 2026 with a decent team like they have, can really change the dynamic next season. Yeah, true. So Japan 4 says bring in Ryan Johnson for GM and tank for McKenna, and bring in Malhotra. Okay. Evander Kane took an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. Yep, that's exactly what happened. The Flames got a shorthanded. Monty, Coach Talkett, talked to management early offseason, then walked because he recognized the incompetence. Hughes will be next. Trade him. Evil Eyeball is in the building. No one could have expected this many injuries this early in the season. I agree with that statement. Now we're healthy, and now we look terrible. Literally, we're missing Bluger, Demko, and Höglander. That's who we're missing. Okay? Oh, Hedl. All those guys that help, don't get me wrong, but every team has injuries. You got to overcome them. And Lankinen can't play like this. EP40 investor here to ride a paycheck, drop the dead weight, and rebuild. David W. says, in hindsight, Talkett appears to have made a smart move. I have to wonder if Craig Berube, whom for much of the season has claimed to have been mad at the lack of compete level with the Leafs roster, will decide to quit on the Eastern Canadian team due to incompetence of Brad Treliving. Yeah, who knows? I don't really know what's going on. I know Toronto fans are mad. Okay. Super delicious taco says the problem with this roster is the amount of no movement clause handed out to all the players. It's hard to tear this team down from a contract perspective, similar to the end of Gillis era. True. Good point. Sensei Dean says they always go fishing for pucks. And do we get them? But the other team come in and hit hard to make Canucks make mistakes and injuries add up. We need to hit a bit harder. Fight fire with fire. That's a good point. Ken, is the mighty Canucks disappointing and embarrassing? Absolutely, Ken. You're right. Hey, Donnie Diamonds is in the building. I probably would have invested in Bo Horvat over JT Miller and Sheelows over Lankinen. Hindsight 2020, right? I still think I would have taken Miller over Horvat because Horvat's never going to get you the points that Miller got you. And I know we say hindsight 2020. It's like, oh, the rip, blah, blah, blah. It's like, I want guys who want to win. And he had over 100 points. And he had 99, and then 82, and then 100. So Horvat's not getting that. But I hear what you're saying. I mean, Horvat's good. Don't get me wrong. He's good. Wayne says, I agree with that last guy. Bring in Ryan Johansson for Ryan Johnson for GM. Oh yeah, and Forbert, the mighty penalty killer and the third pairing defenseman. Yeah, it's true. Lanky looked like Skinner tonight. I don't think he looked that bad. Canucks probably are not getting the first overall pick because they never do. Hopefully Canucks get second or third pick. Hopefully the Canucks pick. Yeah. Verhoff. Everyone keeps talking about how good this guy is. I actually saw a video from Cam Robinson from Elite Prospects, and he was talking about him, saying he might be better than McKenna. We'll see. Guys, I don't know what else to say. We had 95, almost 100 people, maybe 100 people in here tonight. That's pretty amazing for our fan base. Well done, everyone. Coming in here, talking about this team, talking about this terrible game. It is frustrating. Absolutely frustrating. Horvat's time ran out, but Miller ruined two franchises at once. I hope he's booed when he returns. Total head case. I disagree with that statement, but you're entitled to your opinion. Monty says Linden in the office and Manny behind the bench. Cup contenders in 3 years with AHL studs. taking over, buyout, trade the deadweight, ship EP40 to the KHL. Oh, wow. I just think keep him in the NHL and get something for him. Now that he's bounced back, and I've said last video, I think it was, that he's back, you can actually get a lot for him now. But you still wouldn't get the same value, I think. So should we just blow it all up? Should we do that? Should we just fire people, trade people? Fans want answers. Mr. Aquilini, fans are frustrated, and I know you are too, but we're just doing the same thing over and over. We're getting the same results. We got to do something, and we got to do something smart. Good. I don't know. I'd love to be the GM of this hockey team, but it would not be easy. It would not be easy. Russ is in the building. Is Foot insane? Why are his line combinations so messed up? I made that point tonight. I don't get it. Jeremiah is here. Good to see you. We eat salary on any EP40 trade. I know that's the brutal part. Wasn't regular season great? Shelov's wasn't. Yeah, Shelov's last year wasn't great. He wasn't great. But he's great this year, and that's all that matters. So there's goaltending issues across the league for sure. Sell the team to the city like the Green Bay. Let's go. Exactly, like my Packers. Us fans are always right. It's amazing. It's amazing how many people are like, oh, all you armchair quarterbacks, all you YouTubers, all you content creators, what do you know? It's like, apparently we know a fair bit. Now, I know we can't just trade everyone every time. Like, people want to trade the Twins all the time and want to trade this guy, that guy, blah, blah, blah. I'm not there. But I'm telling you right now, this team is on a terrible trajectory. We lose Quinn Hughes, we're in mega trouble. Can we just have DeBrusk, Petey, Garland as a line? Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Why can't we have nice things, right, Russ? Who had worse plus minuses tonight? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, but I'll look for you, and I'll bring it up. Okay. Oh, I think I can see it. Box score. Canucks. Plus minus. The worst was Sherwood, McEachran, Sasson, Carlson, Verlander, DPD, Quinn Hughes, even though he scored a goal. I thought they would be worse, but they weren't. They got spread around. Maybe Foot should not be making the line comments. That's his job. If we fire Foot, who's available? That's a big thought. Manny Malhotra. You ask an interesting question regarding Canuck players with Quinn Hughes, Linus Carlson, McEachran, EP25, Sasson. I like saying that name. Sherwood and Verlander having -2s. Yeah, I just showed them that. Literally just showed them that. Thought the Canucks had hit rock bottom last year. Yeah, Roy. I guess we're seeing a new low. Hope that the team rebuilds and builds a team like the 2012 LA Kings or the 2025 Florida Panthers. Well, the Florida Panthers also made a significant trade to get Tkachuk. Send Evander Kane back to the Oilers. Yeah, a lot of people want us to do that. Delicious Taco says, look at PD face-off numbers for a laugh. Okay, let's do it. %27.3%. Ratu at 81%. Sasson at 50%. What about Kempf? 66. Yikes. That's bad. That is real bad. Russ says Abby Canucks 31st out of 32 teams, and the Vancouver Canucks 30 out of 32. Yikes. We're in big trouble here. Having 2-day break and losing to a team like Calgary is actually pathetic. I agree, Ryan. 100%. Where's Vancouver's Golden Eyes? That could be possible. I mean, maybe the girls could come help us. Right? Chelsea. We look tired as if we played last night. I agree. We did not look good. We did not look good. Okay, 100 people in here tonight. Thank you so much for being here. You know what, everyone? We've literally flogged this dead horse for 42 minutes. In 13 seconds, it'll be 32 minutes. That we have given them way too much airtime tonight. Imagine if they played 42 minutes. Good. Yeah, they didn't take any notes, Calvin. All right, everyone. I'm going to call it a night. I don't want to talk about this team anymore this evening. I'm too fired up. I'm too frustrated. And don't forget, like Russ says, to like and subscribe. I mean, it's free. It's easy to do. Hit the like button, subscribe. I'd appreciate that. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. Have a great night. I'm still cheering for this team, apparently. But I'm glad my Packers won, because if the guys are going to say on the broadcast they could talk about the Seahawks and them beating the Tennessee Titans, I was pumped that the Packers beat the division rival Minnesota Vikings at Lambeau. It would have been awesome to be there. Where it would not have been awesome to be is at the Calgary Flames and Vancouver Canucks game in Rogers Arena. Sad but true. Have a great night, everyone. Believe in blue. Cheer for the Canucks. Go Canucks, go. And I'll see you this Wednesday night. We better play better against Anaheim or we're going to get smoked. Have a good evening.